Now it's time to create our homepage. I'm going to go to the front end and I'm going to go to the homepage just to check what we are going to do. The idea is to get something similar to this homepage with our featured products, with this animation, with this section, and with this heading. At the moment, I know I gave you a lot of information, so if you want, I can share with you the homepage template. With this file, you can just upload the template and you are going to have the homepage finished. If you want that file, please send me an email to info@tutopress.com and I'm going to reply with all of the instructions needed to get the file and to import it into your website. But if you want to do your homepage from scratch, I'm going to show you how to do it. Let's go back to your homepage, and here there's one thing you have to notice. This is your homepage and this is your shop page. And the header is a little bit different because on the homepage, the header is transparent. If I go to the homepage, you are going to see that our header is not transparent and the configuration is different. If you see the icon here is different than the homepage. So to change that, I'm going to click on the edit page, or you can go to the administration, go to the pages, and you can click on the edit option of the homepage, edit, and you are going to see this interface. You can close this message. And now to change the header, you have to click on this button, the Astra settings, and on the advanced settings, click here and make sure that the transparent header is inherit. I'm going to return to the post and I'm going to update the post. Now I'm going to double check if that changed. And now our header is the global one. So let's get started with the header, with this heading here. Let's go back to our home page and let's click on the edit with Elementor. Now you are going to see this interface, and this could be a little confusing at the first impression, but don't worry, I'm going to explain you step by step. The first thing I'm going to do is to close this navigator. I'm not going to use it. And I'm going to explain you what Elementor is. This is a visual builder. That means that you can create your whole website visually without any code. And you can change everything from the interface. If you want to change this text, you can change it. You can write whatever you want. This other text, this background image, this link. And the most important thing you have to know is that Elementor works with sections, which is this outer square, and with columns, which are the vertical spaces. So if you see here, we have one section, which is this big one, and we have one column. The columns have this column icon. For changing this background image, I'm going to right click on the section and I'm going to choose Edit Section. You are going to see on the left panel that you have three tabs: Layout, Style, and Advanced. The image is located on the Style tab, so click there. And now you can see that we have an image option. So if you click there, you can change the image. Now I'm going to import my background image using the Upload Files option and select Files. Now I'm going to select my image, and don't worry, I'm going to share with you all of these assets. I'm going to leave a link on the description where you can download all of these assets. With the image selected, click on the Insert Media option, and now you have your background image. As position of the image, you can select center, or you can select any other option, the best for you. I'm going to leave it on the center. And to remove this overlay, this white overlay, I'm going to click on the background overlay option. And here on the color, I'm going to click here and I'm going to click the clear option. Now I have my background image. What I'm going to do now is to make this column full width because now it's cut on the middle. So to do that, I'm going to right click on the columns icon and I'm going to click Edit Column. What I'm going to do now is to choose the Advanced tab, and you are going to notice that we have a margin right of 15%. I'm going to change this to be 0. And now my column is full width. I'm going to check my reference website. And as you can see here, I have a title, another title but bigger, and I have a button. Here in Elementor, I have a title, a bigger title, and a button. So we have all of the components. So the first thing I'm going to do is to center the text and the buttons. I'm going to right click on the text and I'm going to click Edit Heading. And as you can see here, you can change the title, text, and you can change the alignment. I'm going to make it centered. It is centered now. And I'm going to copy this text and I'm going to paste it here, have it here. And now what I'm going to do is to change the font color. To do that, I'm going to the Style tab, and now I'm going to click on this text color option on the color picker and I'm going to select white. Now my text is white. I'm going to check my reference site. I see the font size is bigger, so I'm going to change that by clicking on the typography option on the pencil, and I'm going to increase the font size. With this slider, you can change the font size. Something like this is good. And I'm going to increase the letter spacing. I like how it looks now. And I'm going to do the same for the bigger text. I'm going to right click here and click on the Edit Heading option. I'm going to copy my text, casual in this case. And I'm going to paste it here. It's casual, and I'm going to center the text. And now I'm going to go to the Style tab. Change the color to white again. Click outside to close. And I'm going to make the typography bigger. I'm going to choose pixels instead because I had EM select. So I'm going to choose pixels and I'm going to make it bigger. Something like this. On the weight, I'm going to make it bold. That's too much. Let's say 500. I think it didn't change anything, but it's fine. I'm going to increase a little bit the letter spacing. Let's see the reference. And I have to add a border. Let's do that. I'm going to click outside to close it. I have to lower the opacity of the text by clicking on the color again and decreasing this slider to make it more opaque. Let's say like this, for instance. And now I'm going to click on the text stroke option. I'm going to increase the stroke. This is the border, and I'm going to make it a white. That's much better. I have to decrease this space. So what I'm going to do is to click on the Advanced tab, and I'm going to click on this link icon, and I'm going to add a negative margin on top. So I'm going to decrease the margin. Let's say 25. Now it's looking very similar. I have to do my button. I'm going to right click on the button and click on the edit button. I'm going to align this button to the center. That's the first thing I'm going to do. And next, I'm going to change the background color. Oh, but first, you can change the link of the button from here. So I'm going to do /shop. You can change that after if you want, but now I'm going to go to the style tab to change the styles. Let's see our reference. The text is a little bit bigger, the background is transparent, and we have a border white. So let's do that. Let's select the typography, the pencil button to increase the font size. On the weight, I'm going to select something thinner, let's say 500, and 20 pixels is fine. I'm going to click outside to close this, and now on the background type color, on the background color option, I'm going to click there, and I'm going to make it transparent by selecting this and lower the opacity to 0. And to click outside, and now on the border type I'm going to select solid, and I'm going to select let's say 1 or 2, and as border color I'm going to select white. Of course, it's looking much better. And now as border radius means how rounded the corners are. I'm going to select, let's see, something like 12, it's fine. And you can add padding, that means inner space, but I think this looks good. If you want, you can change it. But to me, it looks really good. What I'm going to do now is to decrease the height of this header. So to do that, I'm going to click on the section, the outer section, right click here and click on the edit section option. I'm going to click on the layout, and here I'm going to decrease the minimum height to be something like this. And now I have to reposition the background image, and I want to remove this border radius here, these rounded corners. To do that, I'm going to go to the style tab again, and on the position of the image, I'm going to select top center. That's much better. Now to remove the rounded corners of the heading, I'm going to click on the border option, and then I'm going to make this 0. 0 to the right and 0 to the left. Now you can hit the update button just to check how is it going on the front end. I'm going to go to the front end again, and I'm going to refresh. This heading is looking really good. If we see our reference size, we can see that the next section contains 2 images, one for the woman category and one for the men category. So let's do that, but going again to the administration, and we see that we have this section here, and on our reference size, this section is below. So we need to drag that section below. If you hover over the section, you can see that we see these 6 dots. If you click there and drag, you can scroll down by keeping the click, and you can drop the section wherever you want. In this case, this section is below the feature section, so there is fine. Now we have these 3 columns, and we only need 2. So going back to the administration, we can delete one of the sections by clicking on the columns icon, right clicking there, and clicking on the delete option. Now we only have 2 sections, but the problem of this section is that the images are on the background. They are background images, and we need the images to be on top of the text. Right now, they are background images. So to delete that images, right click on the column icon and click on the edit column option. Now go to the style panel, and you see the image here. Click on the bin icon to remove the image. And now we need to remove this big blank space here. To do that, let's click on the advanced tab and click on the link icon And here at 20 pixels, or maybe 30, could be better. And when you have the link active, that means you are going to add 30 or the number you want to each of the sites. What I'm going to do now is to right click on the text and I'm going to click Edit Image Box. Right here, I'm going to add the image on top of the text by clicking here and uploading my images. I'm going to upload the men and women photographs, both of them. And on the left, I'm going to add the women category. So I'm going to select the women photograph and I'm going to click on the Insert Media button, making sure that the image size is full. And here you can also add the link to the category. I'm not going to do that right now, but I'm going to go to the Style panel and I'm going to make sure that the width of the image is 100%. So the image is full width. Now I'm going to go back to the Content tab and I'm going to change the title to be Woman. You can change the styles of the content by going to the Style panel again. And if you scroll down a little bit, you are going to see this tab, the Content tab. And as you can see, you can modify the title and the description. For instance, if you want to make this title bolder, you can click on the typography on the title section on the Edit button. And you can change the font weight to be like 600 for instance, or 500. Let's say 600 is fine. And now that my first column is ready, what I'm going to do to save a lot of time is to copy the styles of the column first by clicking on the column icon, right clicking there, and I'm going to click on the copy option. And now I'm going to go to the next column, right clicking on the column icon, and I'm going to select Paste Style. I'm only going to paste the styling. So click there and you have the same style for the two columns now. And now I'm going to do the same for the image box. Right click on the image box and I'm going to click on the copy option and I'm going to right click on the next one on the right image box, right click there and I'm going to hit Paste Style. Now my style is the same for both the images and the column. What I need to do is just to add the image here. So what I'm going to do here is right click on the image box and click on the Edit Image Box option. Now I need to add the image here. I'm going to add the men category image. And I'm going to add the text here. Let's see if I'm missing something. Going to the reference site, I'm missing the animation. And to add that, I'm going to go back to Elementor and I'm going to right click on the first column, the left one, Edit Image Box option. And we have here a hover animation option. So I'm going to change that one to be shrink. And when I hover the image, you see that it's going to be animated. I'm going to do the same for the right image, right click, edit, and on the style panel, I'm going to select the shrink option. And now we have both images with the same animation. Let's see our reference site. And we are missing the background color of the column. So I'm going to go back to Elementor and I'm going to remove this gray background color by clicking on the column, right clicking there, edit column, on the style panel, and on the color option, I'm going to click on the color palette and click on the clear button. Now the background color is gone. I'm going to do the same on the right column, right click here, edit, on the style panel, on the color option, the color picker, on the clear option to remove the background color, and we are going to update. Now let's go to the front end and I'm going to refresh here and see if everything is working as expected. Perfect. Very similar to the reference site. Now for the next section, that is the feature section, I'm going to change the text and the background color to be white. like this one. And the only thing I'm missing here is to change the color, this background color, to be the gray, the light gray color as this one you see here. So to do that, I'm going to go back to Elementor and I'm going to click on the section. You can right click here on the dots or on the whole section, right click there and edit section. On the style panel, you can select the background type to be solid or classic. And on the color section, I'm going to click on this icon, like a word. And I'm going to select my theme 5 color, which is my light gray color. Now my background is gray. And I'm going to change the background color of the next section right away. Right clicking on the section, edit section. On the style panel, I'm going to go to the color section on the color palette and I'm going to clear that color to be white. I'm going to update and I'm going to check if everything is going like on the reference website. This is the reference one and this is the one I'm changing. And now it looks very similar. What I'm going to do now is just to change a little bit the text of the feature section. I'm going to remove this text feature. I'm going to remove the plans word. To do that, I'm going to Elementor again. I'm going to click on the text. Only click or right click, edit heading is the same thing. And here you can remove the text. On the reference side, this heading is bold. So to change that, I'm going back to Elementor on the Style tab and on the typography option, you click the pencil and you can change the weight option to be, let's say, 600. I think that one is the right one. Yeah. You can also change the font size, whatever you want. That one is perfect to me. And for the feature products, you might think, how can I change the products that are displayed here? If I right click here on this section, you can edit the shortcode and you are going to see that there is some kind of text here. This is called a shortcode. WordPress has some shortcodes to easily display information. In this case, we are displaying products. As you can see here, we are displaying a limit of 8 products and in 4 columns. And on the visibility option, we have the feature. So we are displaying the feature products. So how can you make a product to be featured? Let me explain you that really quick. I'm going to update here. And I'm going to exit Elementor by clicking on the hamburger option, the hamburger menu, and clicking the exit option. If you see this window, click on the apply option and you'll be taken to the post. In this case, it's the home page. Click on the WordPress icon here and click on the products option. I'm going to show you how to create products later in this tutorial, but just to show you how to make a product feature, you can just click on the star icon and it's going to be featured. When I click here, the page reloads, and if you go to the front end again, you probably will see this product feature, as you can see here. So I'm going to go back to my home page by going to the page menu and to the home, hovering over the home page and clicking edit with Elementor. And the next thing I'm going to change is the next section. I'm going to remove the plans and everything related with plans on these icons. I'm going to click here and I'm going to remove the text, the plans text on the left panel. I'm going to add here new collection. Let's see on the reference side. I'm going to change the icon. I'm going to do that by going again to Elementor and clicking on the icon box, clicking here. And you can select any of these icons. They are free. And in my case, I'm going to look for the shirt icon. It's here. I'm going to click there and insert, and it was changed. And you can of course change any of this information. For the next section, I'm going to delete this whole section by clicking on the X icon here of the section, and it's going to be removed. I'm going to update and I'm going to check what's next. You have the testimonials. I'm not going to change that section, but if you want, you can change the photos and you can add testimonials of your customers. And that will be it. So in my case, I have to delete the last part. I'm going to update here just to see how it's going. I have the icon section, the testimonials, and I have to delete this last section. So to do that, again, I'm going to Elementor and scroll down a little bit, hovering over the section, and I'm going to click on the X icon here. A great tip I can give you is that if you need to add a new section, you can use the pre-built section or components that this Astra theme has. You can do that by clicking on this icon, and you are going to find this blocks menu, click there, and you are going to see that we have a lot of pre-built blocks that you can use. All of them are available for you. The one that you like, you have just to click there, and then you can import the block. And there you have it. A new block is there, and you can change the information. In this case, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to remove it, and I'm going to update. I'm going to check on the front end that everything is done. And the only thing I'm missing is to check the responsive version of the website. I can do that straight in Elementor by clicking in this icon, the responsive mode, and you are going to see this bar. If you click, for instance, on the mobile, on the cell phone, the previous section is going to change, and here you can refine the mobile view. So for instance, in this case, I see that we need to make some adjustment to the text. I have to make some adjustment here to remove this blank space. So let's do that. The first thing I'm going to do is to right click on this big heading, right click here, edit heading, and I'm going to go to the style tab to decrease the size of this text. So if you click on the typography and the pencil, you can see here that the size has a mobile icon. That means that you are changing the style only specifically to the mobile devices. So if you change the font size, let's see, like this, that will be better. And I'm going to decrease this font size as well. Right click here, edit, on the style tab, and then click on the pencil, typography, and I'm going to decrease a little bit this font. That's much better. Then I'm going to decrease a little bit the border of this heading. I'm going to right click on the heading, edit heading, and here on the text stroke, I'm going to click here and I'm going to decrease the stroke a little bit. That's better. Now I'm going to scroll down a little bit just to remove this blank space from the section. So I'm going to right click on the column icon, edit, and here on the advanced tab, I'm going to click on the link button of the padding section, click here, and I'm going to add 15 of padding to have a little bit of space on the column, but not too much. I'm going to do the same for the next section, right click on the column, edit column, on the advanced tab, I'm going to click on the link button and I'm going to do here 15. And there you have it. The mobile view is better, it's much better now. This one is good, this one is good. Now I have to double check the tablet view. I have to do the same, click on the tablet icon. I'm going to right click on the main heading, edit heading. I'm going to edit the font size. I'm going to decrease the font size a little bit, like this. And I'm going to decrease the text stroke a little bit, like this. And I see that we have an empty space here. That means that the column has a space there. I'm going to right click on the column, edit column, and on the advanced tab, I'm going to remove this padding right. I'm going to do 0 here, and the margin right is going to be 0 as well. I'm going to remove this left padding too. Everything is 0, it's better. Now I'm going to decrease the new collection text. Right click there, edit heading, and in the typography option, click on the pencil, and I'm going to decrease a little bit. That's much better. The same thing goes for the columns. Right click on the column icon, edit column, and on the advanced tab, I'm going to click on the link option, and I'm going to change this to 15, let's say. Yeah, that looks good. Same here for the other one. Right click on the column, edit column, click on the link, and here I'm going to change to 15. That's much better for the tablet view. Everything looks good. And now our homepage looks good in every device. I'm going to update here and we'll have our homepage complete. I'm going to check on the front end, and everything is looking good. Now I'm going to show you how to create the products of your shop. But the first thing I would like you to do is to define the product categories. And that's going to depend on what you are selling. In my case, I'm selling shoes and accessories for women and for men. So my product categories are going to be women and men, and inside women I'm going to have shoes and accessories, and inside men I will have shoes and accessories as well. So to do that, to define the product categories, I'm going to go to WordPress again. I'm going to close Elementor. I'm not going to edit anymore, so I'm going to click here on the hamburger menu and on the exit button.